Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, today we're going to be going into the Sunward Isles to do the Spirit's Wrath quest, as you can see here, to defeat 2 Joui Serei. I'll go into what those are in just a minute, but I thought I'd cover the Trinket first because it is a mashup of what you need to have to be able to even get this. It is a very nice trinket, the Ring of Kalimdor. I think I'm pronouncing that one right. So first of all, this is a trinket that you have to have the Cursed installed to be able to get. It is a universal trinket from the Cursed or the Lord of the Worgen. So you have to have them installed to be able to get that. But then it is also a Sunward Isle trinket. So you also have to have the Sunward Isles installed to get it as well. Now, what it does is plus 35% damage versus Blighted, so a huge spike in damage as long as you're attacking something that's Blighted, and then on any attack hit, you have a very high chance of blighting a 2-for-3 blight, which is a decent blight on any attack hit. If it's an AoE hit, it will blight every hit that it does. So if you did say Buckshot here, it would hit all 3 targets, blighting all 3 targets. It's a very handy trinket to have. Now, on to the actual quest itself. Spirit's Wrath, defeat 2 Joui Serei. These are the upgraded forms of the Onabi we have been seeing. So the Onabi, what they do is the higher the light, the more damage that all allies will do, or in this case, the enemies will do. The Joui Serei are an upgraded form of that. I believe what the Onabi do is plus 10% damage if the torch is above 50, and then plus 15% more damage if the torch is above 75. So I can't remember the exact numbers on the Joui Serei, but the numbers should be higher than that. And we're going to have to fight 2 of them at the same time, so those numbers will stack. Because if multiple Onabi are in the same battle, those numbers stack as well, so they'll get, instead of 10%, 2 10% for 20%, and then instead of 2 15s, they'd get 30% for a grand total of 50% extra damage if your torch is above 75. So that's kind of why this is a little bit of a doozy of a quest, as you do have to fight 2 of the Joui Serei at the same time. They don't really have much health though. Their big thing is they're dodgy, kind of like the Onabi. So as long as you can hit them, you're golden. So we're kind of going a little bit on the high accuracy side, especially with our half-foot here, who's going to be marking them, then making it easier to hit with everyone else. That's the plan, at least. And then we're going to have some reposting going as well. That's the plan. I'll go into the group a little bit more as in a little bit, but that's the plan, to take him out. We'll see if that actually happens. This is usually an easy quest, but without healing, I have seen it go very, very south very, very quickly. So we'll see how this goes. And the other thing is, I recently unlocked the Crystal Harbinger, who I haven't fought yet on this estate, and he has the potential to be really, really mean because he has a lot of damage resistance, and he gets a permanent riposte. So if he appears, this is going to be really rough. So I thought I'd point that out as well. Theme for today though is Yugi, the Oni. We're going to be doing her normal mark her, so she's going to be taking most of the damage most likely. So after she's marked, which we're going to have to use Inexorable Advance for, we can either do Obliterate, which does more damage and accuracy while she's marked, Shattering Roar, which does the same thing. This just hits rows 3 and 4 instead of ranks 1 or 2, and then those bonuses are applied to her riposte for the next round. Or I can do Mountain Breaker, moving her forward if she gets knocked out of row 1. This also does more damage versus anything that is size 2+, which the Onabi or the Crystalline Harbinger will be. This has Armor Piercing, which works really well for the Crystalline Harbinger, plus 60% damage versus size 2, plus 10 accuracy versus size 2. So if I know the boss is up and coming, it might be worth a while to shove her into rank 2. And then I get a really, really big hit right off the bat, and then go into an Inexorable Advance because I'm not gonna be able to move her back after that. For her trinkets, because I know she's going to be hit a lot because she's marked, we have the Stone Clam Shell Shield. This gives her protection. This does lower her speed, and then she gets the debuffs of minus 15 accuracy, minus 15 crit for a 140% base. I could have gone for just like the Bariston's Head, or another protection trinket, which I have a few of at this point. Like probably the best one I could have thrown on here was either the Stone Paw or the Twisted Spines. But I actually did want the debuffs for the accuracy and the crit here. Otherwise, probably the Stone Paw would have been the most for the protection here, just because this would probably give it a 30 protection. But considering some of these might be going on for multiple rounds, the debuffs probably are going to be better for me. Then we have the Ibaraki Inro, which is going to up her crit on the riposte. And then also every attack she does is going to give her a riposte, which is going to be nice, making it so I don't have to like spam Kanpai or something like that to get a riposte. Next up we have Baldwin, the leper. Now, normally the leper doesn't have the best accuracy, but we have two things going on with the trinkets that I'll explain in a little bit. So he shouldn't be lacking for accuracy this time around. So we're going to have Chop, Hew, Purge, and Intimidate. Intimidate helping with some of the stealth mechanics in here, also marking him and giving him a plus speed. We have the Ancestor's Letter Opener for plus 15 accuracy on all melee skills. Of course, the leper only uses melee, and on any attack hit, he will bleed his target. And then we have the Petrified Amulet for him. I have actually never used this, so I'm kind of excited. He can't be marked. He gets a plus 10 accuracy and plus 66% damage, because he totally needs a damage buff to anything that's marked. And then he has the opportunity to mark anything if he uses Intimidate on them, which is kind of nice considering I also have the Musketeer and the Half-Foot. And then, of course, like I said, we have the Musketeer. This is yet another Musketeer's rework, by the way, so not the Arbalist copy. They are running Aimed Shot, Buckshot, Piercing Round, and this one is plus 2 damage, plus 35 armor piercing. However, a litany of debuffs if you use it, and then Embolden to clear stun and up speed. They have the Ancestor's Candle for plus 15% damage, plus 10 dodge. If the torch is above 50, we will be keeping it that way, even though the Onabi and the Joui Serei will get the huge damage buffs. It's just safer for us that way. And then the Ancestor's Map for the Scouting and the Trap Disarm. We also do have Espec, who also can do that as well. Very good at trap disarming. They are running Mark Weak Point, so this bypasses stealth, marks the target, debuffs them for crits and damage received. Jugular Shot to bypass stealth once again, bleeding the target 2 for 3. And if they're marked, better chance and amount versus marked. Blinding Knife to move back if I need to. Bleeding plus crit versus marked and debuffing accuracy. And Guide Attack if I need to clear a stun, up damage, up accuracy, up crit, and tell the target to ignore stealth. And for trinkets, we're going to be running their Sunward trinket, which is the bow I cannot pronounce. This adds a blight to their attacks, all their attacks, but particularly against marked things. They get a plus blight chance versus marked and plus blight amount, kind of working like the jugular shot's bleed. However, their bleed and blight chance versus humans goes down by 200%, and then they get a 2 for 3 blight chance that has a 70% chance, but if they're marked it goes up by 60, so it's actually pretty good. And then we have the Bicorn Horn for plus debuff chance, and then on range attack hit they'll lower the bleed and blight resistance by 110, and then on range attack hit they'll debuff the bleed and blight chance by 25%, and the stun change, which really doesn't matter here. We'll be going in there and having some fun. So, of course, we're taking all the food. There is some more blighting things in here, so I think I'm going to take a little more anti-venom. Running a few more keys. Of course, the torches. And, we might want an Omamori. So, as you can see here, it says, Joui Serei are many Onabi banded together to form a stronger shape. I'm pretty sure I know where it is, but one second. Yeah, no matter how I go about it, it's in that lower left right here. Alright, so let's mark one of the Doratabu. We don't have the riposte yet, so that's free damage for them. Let's try to take it out. We're not going to see just how much damage the leper could do yet. An Inexorable advance on Doratabu, and 1 marking and getting that riposte, and then we're going to chop and see what he does. He retreats, of course. Now he's harder to hit, has that protection, and he's going to be healing. If we mark him, we get plus accuracy. crit took out the Caso Bucket. Hugh.
Press this advantage. Give
I
them
mean,
no
even with the protection, the Hugh did 6, which is like half damage there. And then we can just do piercing round, just for the extra damage into aim shot. And obliterate the ghost. That totally makes sense. Well, we got the agile boots for the Musketeer, not that I plan on using them, but that would be a plus speed plus riposte duration. Because retreating shot gives us a riposte. Okay. Very nice scout. So if I wanted more battles, I could go down, but let's just get the Joui Serei first. Well, I meant to trigger the Curio. There we go. So then we can upgrade the Omamori.
If only
And now it's a heck of a lot more useful against the boss. Or is it? It's a boss that turns into an enemy, so can you even consider it a boss? What are the curios? Either way, we're searching with Espec. Money. We'll take the shovel that refreshes our shovel stack. I don't think I'm going to save this just in case I find it Omamori. That way we can upgrade it and come back. I don't recall what the quirk is. Tactician. I mean, it's better than nothing, but... probably something I would not have gotten otherwise, or like, would have chosen to take. But I hit torch. Okay, so... I want the Kappa down.
The ground quakes.
So Leper can do that. We're gonna inexorable advance onto the Hiki Crab. Then we'll do some shenanigans with the Musketeer. I'm kind of surprised the Leper went before the Musketeer, but they do have the same speed. So let's see what Chop does here. 36 damage. Pleasantly surprised. Piercing round for the armor piercing. Shouldn't have any protection now. Hiki down, just the Yuri's left, which won't damage us. I mean, they can with Grievous Exposure, but I was gonna say realistically they never use it and then they hit me with it. I really need to learn how to shut up.
The abyss returns even the boldest gaze.
Alright, well, marking the 1 and 4 because that's going to be the hardest one to hit. And then the Musketeer can take it out. We're going to take out the corpses. I really thought that would take out the Hiki. Hitting 3, 3 is down. Obliterating 2, that's the fight.
This expedition at least.
I thought we'd be able to take everything, but we'll take the mediocre woodcuts over the 75 gold. Not a mimic. I was thinking it was gonna be, but then I realized that the anti-venom worked. I need a few of the things here. What's the debuff? Screw it. We'll get rid of that. We'll take the portraits. I really don't need the agile boots, so we'll take the deeds. And so there's the boss. I would like the camping buffs for the scouting, just because I really feel like I should be doing more than that. Then I can do clean muskets. So if I prevent nighttime, that's 3, 6, 8 with clean musket for the damage. 5 reflection, that's 11. Good enough. Okay. Oh, it's not gonna let me use it. Well, fine, we'll get rid of the portraits. Now we can feast for the stress. I really don't like when it does that. It's like I would have used the firewood and then taken the portraits. Alright, so excellent hearing, prevent nighttime ambush, will detailed maps for the scouting chance. Very, very high scouting chance. Reflection here. This gives accuracy and crit to the leper. He's gonna need it, and then we can clean clean muskets. Or do we target practice for the damage and accuracy versus marked? No, we'll clean muskets. This gives damage and crit as well. And then I can do one thing that's going to be worthless, so
The match
we're not
is
going to do it.
struck.
Down we go.
A blazing star is born.
A S-Spec. Nothing in the bag, huh? This is why we brought the keys. Mediocre woodcuts, Mon bundle. I'm gonna leave the gold. I do want all these clumped together though, for my sanity. And the 2 Joui Serei. Here we go. Now, do they give themselves the buff? They do. So, 15% damage if above 50, 10 if above 75. I thought these stacked. I really thought these stacked. I mean, if not, all the better. 49 health. We'll hit him. Only 20 dodge, 33 protection. Inexorable advance. This gives us the riposte and the mark. So later on she does more. We are going to aimed shot, taking out the Joui Serei if we can. Now this takes out this Joui Serei. I'm debating if I want to use the Omamori at all. So I know that would give me a little bit of protection. I wouldn't take as much stress. Or do I save it for later? I'll save it.
Monstrous size has no intrinsic
I don't think there's any blood to be in the mud.
Inordinate exsanguination be considered a
And there goes
virtue.
a quarter of its health. Third. And they're really slow too. Now it's marked, we take it out. We even bladed it. Not sure how we blade a ghost.
Perhaps
I was like
the turning
poisoning it.
point.
I guess we poison its essence or something like that. Take the deeds. I was gonna say we can probably use one of the food stacks. But even if I full heal Yugi with the 4 food, we still have 2, and I really don't want to waste the 2. Do a scout. I don't want to get rid of the key because of the left behind luggage. I guess we'll get rid of the anti-venom. Yeah, there we go. I mean, already used the key. Alright, so there's some extra food, 2 more Mon bundles, some mediocre woodcuts, so that's a good chunk of gold right there that I wasn't even intending on getting. We're gonna go get these curios. And then we're gonna head down to the room battle with the curio, then head up and around.
Glittering gold.
Extra food, extra
trinkets and
money.
baubles, paid for in blood.
Got enough torches. I should have enough torches because this will be 1. Then I backtrack 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, like I said, 1 there. Let's use that food on Yugi, like I had said. Just heal her up. I actually wasn't expecting the full heal there. I was just expecting to use the 4 food, but all the better. There's 2.
In Radiance, may we find victory.
See if you can't get another major Omamori out of this. Kappa goes down. I don't want it healing. 2 people can go on the Oni, maybe? Because Kappa down.
Surges as the enemy crumbles.
Kaboom. He's got 15 health left. I mean, I could obliterate. But then we don't have the mark. It's not gonna matter. Because realistically, Kasa Obake and the Seirei. We can mark the Kasa Obake. Or not. I can get rid of the 2 corpses. Ah, that's why I was very confused at why I was doing more damage to 1 corpse than the other, but this one's still marked. But that draws them in closer. Taking out the Kasa Obake. Trying to. We can obliterate the Seirei.
Decimated.
Kasa comes forward, and then we just end the fight. When we get in action, but... do I have bandages? I have bandages, okay. I can end it with jugular shot, I might as well.
Power.
Hey, what do you know?
A trifling victory.
So, bandage.
But a victory nonetheless.
Let's use a little bit of food I can. Minor Omamori there, take what I can. I do want to take the crusts. Do I give anything up for the crusts? Because realistically, I don't think I see a need for the shovels. Because if I get here, I'm happy. If I get any further down, that's just bonus, and I don't see a need for the shovel to get there. So, okay. Take that major Omamori. I cannot heal with this food as much as I would love to use it. Do I get anything from the cargo? That's why you like a key. Torch. And what's gonna be the battle? Torch again? I was not expecting that one. Although I was half expecting the torch right there, so. Alright, mark Oni in 2. That way someone gets it. Alright, 18 to 35. If we piercing round, we do a little bit more. And up to 40, so he is gone. Inexorable to get the mark, so we get a better riposte off. Nearly took out the Oni with that. We're just gonna queue, taking out the corpse, making the Kasa Obakes come forward. And they're very likely to go down to that riposte. Marking. Just because. Can't really obliterate him, but what I can do now is buckshot if the Musketeer goes.
These nightmarish creatures
shoot.
can be felled. They can
I would
be
like the
beaten.
busts. But realistically, no. I'm gonna pop up just to de-stress a little bit here. Just to use the environment to my advantage. Oh yay, twitching maggots. My favorite. Is it bad that I'm not even considering marking? Actually, you know what? We'll mark the Seirei.
Devastating blow.
I said it once that I hardly ever get the Grievous exposure used on me, and then they've non-stop used it turn 1.
Fiend.
I'm cursed. We're gonna heal.
Another one falls.
And buckshot. And then taking the spider out. Bye-bye, see you later.
Be wary.
Anti-venom before I get too far.
Pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
Torch up. Oh hey, malicious guys. I haven't seen them in a little while. There's that Onabi again with the same buff as the Joui Serei. You know what? I'm gonna mark the militia just so I do more damage to him with a Hue. Just because he's marked, or stealthed. Because now he's harder to take out, and then I can AoE swing into the Onabi.
Another abomination cleansed from our lands.
And then that's settled. We're gonna get the mark, get the riposte. That way the gunner is more likely to hit row 1. And we're gonna piercing round and do a buckshot and hopefully do a lot of damage here.
Festering fear consumes the
That's
mind.
what I was hoping for. Jugular shot. Not sure how you jugular shot it goes, but you know, you do you.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
And we can't take that. Okay. I mean, I could, but it's like a what else do I get rid of type of deal. And I don't have much on this side of supplies. I could get rid of the bandages. Not gonna be too helpful. We'll eat the Yanagi Baba, I think it is. Get a nice little buff going, and we'll go down. Perch. Hey, there's my food chuck. Torch. One left. Gotta be careful just in case there's another blockage here. Because if it is the... oh, I really wanted you. If there is a... there's not. The fog, I wouldn't have been able to get past it. But torch. Last room. Let's do this. See, with the Onabi, it stacks. Oh, but that's the difference. Okay. The Onabi buff themselves, but if there's other targets here, it does stack. See, that's what I was thinking about, but because the Joui Serei were the only other things there, they were only buffing themselves. But these Adrift Seirei get the plus 30% damage if above 50, plus 20 if torch above 75. I believe this means they get a plus 50% damage right now. We are going to mark one Onabi, because I'm trying to just take them out right now, because front row stuff. So we saw we had a fairly low chance to hit them.
The horror.
And there we go. Was not expecting the leopard to hit him with both of them with it like 60 something. And we can just take out the Seirei. Now, watch this chest be a
Gnawing
mimic.
uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
I'm gonna wait for it. It's like that. There is a way I can test it. Or a very easy way to test it, I should say.
Remind yourself that overconfidence.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a mimic. I can anti-venom it.
Killer.
So we're gonna take the deeds with trading out the anti-venom. I don't know if actually the food is gonna be worth the gold. Or worth 5 gold each. Okay, so it is worth trading out the 100 gold for the food. Not by much, though. Very good supply run there. Also, like the trinket. I actually forget what trinket I'm going to get. I think it was the Ring of Kalimdor. But everyone got out fairly scot-free from that. I'm kind of surprised. Yeah, 15,000 gold reward. There's also the bento box, which I don't think I'll be using. The minus 10 dodge is not going to be very useful. I also really like using the food to heal. But friendly skill buffs target plus 10% healing when eating. So that could be useful, I suppose. I got almost 30,000 gold from the collected treasure. 9 buffs, 3 portraits, 12 deeds, 12 crusts. Baldwin and Silent hit level 4. Stress faster on Silent. Eagle Eye, which is absolutely worthless on Baldwin. And Farmstead Explorer on Yugi.
I remember days when the
I did
sun
expect
shone.
that to go somewhat
Laughter could be
fast,
heard from the tavern.
but that was a little bit faster than I expected. Huh. Okay, I did not spend that much gold, did I? 'Cause I'm only up to 107,000. Huh. I'll have to look back on the footage there. I know I go kinda ham on supplies for this run, so... But, with that being said, Sunward Isles leveled up again. The Vengeful Spirit is now available. I will not be taking them on for a very long time. Also, kind of surprised we didn't run into the Crystal Harbinger. At the same time, that's probably a good idea because I'm probably not ready for them. I'm not really seeing much for things I want to do, so either I might be going and leveling up a few more heroes, or I might dip my toes into the actual Crimson Courtyard, the Baron's Crimson Courtyard, just because I have so many invitations. And in the base 4 areas, I'm getting a little fatigued from all the bugs, more or less. So it might be good to start getting towards the Baron just to get an idea of how hard it's gonna be. Because like I said, I have like 11 or 12 invitations, but I don't know how many I'm gonna need. I might need less than that, I might need a lot more. It all depends upon how hard it's gonna be, because I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that it's gonna take a lot of invitations to get there. And then I need to save like right before the boss and then fight him, but I don't know. It kind of depends, so that's gonna be my plan for that. I'm not sure what teams and stuff I want to bring. I know I just lost a few heroes once again, so I do need to build a few more people up, and I need to take a look at those things. So I think that's going to be the plan, is either I dip my toes into the Crimson Courtyard or I start leveling people I literally just lost. And we'll see how I can do with that and go from there. Because I know a lot of these heroes I really want to get into Veteran. I just also am waiting for a few heroes that were not in the roster anymore, more or less. So that might be the sign that I need to go and do the courtyard. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So I think that'll be the plan. And we'll go from there. So yeah, courtyard next time. Courtyard next time. As much as I don't want to do it. Just see how we do in there. So I don't expect to get very far, but we'll see how I do in the actual courtyard, just beelining it for objectives, because I don't want any mishap, if that makes sense. So that'll be the plan. We'll go with that. So that'll be it for this time. like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz. And otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please have a good one.